It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, welcome. I'm so glad that you have found me. You're either joining me through Facebook or through YouTube. Make sure that you do subscribe. And if you're with Facebook, make sure that you're a member of a group or you like my page and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I upload a new video. I also do go in throughout the day and I let you know what's happening and everything else. So it's Thursday and it's part of my Now What series. So it's something that you have in your, or you may not have in your studio. And I want to show you different things that you can actually do with it. And you know what? It's so sad because I had this and let me just grab something here. There we go. So yes, we are working on, and I'm so sorry, I can't believe that. I was busy working on a project that I'm trying to work on for World Card Making Day. And I got so taken up and so busy with it that I forgot all about going live. Oh, well, not completely forgot about it, but in any event, here we go. So we are going to work on, and we're going to look at these clear medium envelopes. Did you know there's so many other uses for this? Catch us on our YouTube for World Card Making Day, and we'll show you another use with this. These clear envelopes. These come in a pack of 50, and if you live in Canada, they're only $8.25, which is a really, really good bargain. Did you know that you can actually mail? If you go and you put, say, you could go put an address label here. This is a card that I got in a swap, actually. But if you seal this up, you can put a label on here and your address label and a stamp, and you can mail this. This is within Canada regulations. I know it is within Canada. Not sure about the other countries, but I think the United States is okay. And then basically, your post person also gets to enjoy the beauty of the card as well. So that's kind of a fun thing. I'm involved in a project to do the 12 days of Christmas. So I decided, and actually I made this quite a while ago. Now it was going to be part of, it was part of a class that I was going to do, but I'd had enough stuff in the class that I didn't have to worry about it. So we're going to do a treat bag using this Santa's delivery, and we're going to make that tonight. And that's using these craft bags or these medium envelopes. So let me just put that off to the side, and I'll just bring my stamp set back in. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. This is kind of taken apart. But this is, we're going to do a treat bag like this. We could fill this with different stuff, and I'm actually going to fill it with something tonight. So we have this. It has an adhesive thing on there, but we want to make the bag topper for this particular thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll bring in all my stuff, and I have a piece of white, basic white, and it doesn't have to be thick. It can be thick, and it happens to be 6 inches by 4 1/4. And I've scored it at 3 inches, and we'll just go in and use our bone folder on there. And then what we want to do is I'm going to come in with these basic borders, and I'm going to use this particular one. And what I did was I went and I took a ruler, and I like to measure some of this stuff so that you get it right in the middle. And it's 4 1/4, so we're going to do it at 2 1/8. It's right at the bottom down here. And then what we can do is we can go in and put this die cut. And, you know, if I want, I could do a circle. I could do some different sizes, but I like to do this one because it makes it quite easy for when I go to do the second piece. You know what? So I'm just going to go in like this. I'm going to put that point right at the tip there. And I'm going to eyeball that. I could actually go in and I could possibly go and measure that as well. But I think I'm okay to do that. And I'm going to come in with my mini cut and emboss. And I'm going to wish that I'd had two pieces of that Post-it note tape. I'm just going to run this through like this. And this fits perfectly in this mini cut and emboss, so it works out really great. So let's just go there. Hello. So I guess, Pam, I guess you've survived the hurricane. I bet there's lots. Did it affect you too much? Pam is from Nova Scotia. And of course, Hurricane Ian went and hit Nova Scotia. How sad is that? You know, all the time I was down in New Orleans, the first year since 1950 that they have never had a hurricane in the month of August. And then you come back home and Nova Scotia gets a hurricane, one of the first big storms of the year, right? All right, so we have that. And then what I've got here is another piece of designer series paper from that pack. And I can just go in. Oh my goodness, I've got dark line on there. I'll just rub that off. And I'm just going to go in here, and this is 4 inches by 2 3/4. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to mark that at the 4 inches. I mean, at the 2 inches. And then we can run that through here as well. I'm so excited. Today was just a lot of trees and power off at your house. You know, I know you lost you lost power there. Oh my goodness. Well, I know we sure have had our fair share of an awful lot of weird happenings in the last couple of years, that's for sure. So we're just going to run that one through as well. And all I'm doing is I'm using this designer series paper just so that we've got a bit of a background for that train set that we're going to do. This is these envelopes, you know, when you start thinking of all the fantastic things that you can do with them, you'll definitely want to have them in your craft room. I do a lot of swaps, so I put mine in there to protect them. And also, if you go to sell your cards, you can go and protect them as well. You know, I must have something on this plate because it looks awful on this. So I'm just going to go and just rub that off with the eraser. All right. Let's just go put that out of the way. All right, so then what we've got is because we folded this in half, we've got this like this, and now I can go ahead and just put that right on there, and then we've got a background to it. And I'll just go ahead and put that on there. These borders are amazing as well. All right, so we'll just put those away. All right, so now we are going to go in, and we've got this piece of basic white. Our stamp set, our Santa's Delivery stamp set, is a photopolymer stamp set, so we want to use our paper piercing mat. And we're going to actually go and also color this. I've done the coloring ahead of time, but we're going to color this with our stamping blends. So we want to use our Memento, and we're using, yes, you are, Pam, you are allowed to sell your Stampin' Up cards. The one thing that you need to do is put the angel policy on there, and the angel policy states on there, images at Stampin' Up, and you've got to do the Stampin' Up with the Stampin' with the mark and the exclamation mark, and then you have to go the trademark. And yes, you're allowed to sell them. Reach out to me and I'll send the thing to you, or I'll also let you know there's quite a few stamp sets that have that limited edition. And I'll just actually grab that right now. Whoops, I think that is in the second one. Okay. Just looking for the limited edition. Limited edition has it has the copyright, or the copyright sign for Stampin' Up, and as long as you have that on the back, that's great. I tend to I don't sell a lot of my cards. I just give my cards away. But if you use that, then you're okay to sell it. But what you're just doing is saying that the stamps or the images are from Stampin' Up. Okay, so I'm just stamping all of these different images, and these all can be cut out with all these different dies. I also cut out one of these train tracks, and I did that in basic gray. So I've gone ahead and I've colored these. Now, one thing I will always say to do is, what you want to do is you want to cut out first, then color. And the reason being for that is so that if by any chance, and actually I'm going to show you this, if you don't, sometimes what can happen is that your image can slide, right? So I cut mine out first. I'd done this the other day. And if not, sometimes when you're running through the die, it goes off kilter. That's why I cut my image out first, because that's a lot of coloring. And then all of a sudden, if your image moves, you go, oh my goodness. And it really, really upsets you. All right, so I'm going to tell you the colors that I used on here. I used light and dark Poppy Parade, and I used that on the train set, and I'll bring that in. I used gray granite on here, and then I also used the light petal pink on his face. And then on here, this happens to be black, and this is the light black. And then I also did some light pool party behind there, and I'll be doing that afterwards. And then on our second piece, I've done the same thing, the same colors. So it's Poppy Parade. And then on my tree, I just did this ahead of time because I knew it was going to take a while. On my tree, I used the light and dark shaded spruce. And then I also used crumb cake. Then we used Poppy Parade there. I'm just using this particular parcel, and that one happens to be in shaded spruce and Poppy Parade. And then on my little penguin guy, I used gray granite and light pumpkin pie. So pretend that what we've done is cut that out and colored them all. It just saves an awful lot of time for this video. All right, so now we can get ready and start putting our train together. So we're going to put our train on there. We're going to put a train here, and then we're going to decorate this part of the train. Now, what I want to do is I want to go and on this particular part here, this is a really old tool. This is an old self-sealing mat. And this, I just want to cut. We don't have an X-Acto knife. But what I want to do is I just want to go like this, and I just want to cut along here. And you know what? I should bring this down because, so we're just going to go in there and just cut. Whoops. There we go. And the reason we want to do that is because I want to come in with this little guy here. We're going to actually put that one right up top there. So I'm going to come in. I'm just going to go along the top, and we're going to put this tree up here. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead. Oh, and the other thing that I did go ahead and stamp is these candy canes. Pretty simple stamping. So I'm going to go in and let's go ahead and let's put this guy right behind here. So I'm just actually going to go here. I want it to look like this. Whoops. And I'm going to come into the back and I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue there. Whoops. We're going to put that guy right there. So we've got him kind of leading the train. We're going to go ahead and put some of this candy cane here. That's a lot of glue. We want that to go behind. This is going to get onto my mat. And then, you know what? I think I need to color this parcel there as well. So let's see, what color should I do them? I think I've got a green parcel. You know what? I can go ahead and put some. That's Petal Parade or Petal. Oh no, that's Pumpkin Pie. And let's go ahead and put a green bow on there. Not sure if that's really, whoops, we want the fine end. Whoops. I've got glue on me, so let's see. Let's just put a green bow on there. And now what I can do is I can come in and let's cut this. Don't need the flag on there. And this is just going to go, and you know what? Part of that package there doesn't need to be there. So I'm just going to go in and just put that in there. And now I'm just going to go into the back and just put some glue on there. And then that way it looks like it's now part of that caboose. Well, it actually is. And then the other beauty of it is you want to come in with your pool party and just sort of color behind there. And that gives the illusion that there's it's open space. And I'm doing the same with this train as well. All right. So now what we can do is, let's see, we've got that. I also went and cut, this is from the Stylish Shapes, and this is the bigger banner. And I'm going to come in with this saying that says Alpha approved and sleigh delivered. I'm going to use some, I've got glue all over my hands. I'm going to use some Poppy Parade to do that sentiment. Just like so. Whoops, that wasn't very good. Well, that must be the reason why I cut two. Okay, let's make sure that's good. I need to replace this. It's got that. There we go. There we go. And then I also have these other pieces. Let's see. Where did they go to? I have this piece here, and I'm just going to put that on there. Just like that. All right, now we can go ahead and put our bag together. Okay. So the beauty of this is I have my little train track. So I'm going to actually put that across here, and I can turn around and let's just sort of cut this off. So I want this to kind of look like it's still rounded. So I'm just going to round that. Let's round this. And round this one as well. And that's just going to go onto my thing there. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Share my video. That's awesome. And if you do live in Canada and do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. There's a really cool promotion to join Stampin' Up, and that is starting on October the 4th, and you get $206 worth of stuff in Canada for $135. That's amazing. I love it when you get more and more free stuff. So for $135. Now, I'm using, I know this seems really kind of pointless, but I'm using the smaller dimensionals because my big dimensionals are at the other end. I had my first in-person class since COVID broke out 2 years ago, March, so 2.5 years ago. And all my stuff is at the other end of the table. So it's kind of funny that all day I was coming towards this side of the table to get my stuff. And then I'm going to make this easy for myself. And then tonight I'm going, oh my goodness, I wish I had that. I wish, in any event, it's all good. So we're just going to put this right in there. And I think I'll put this one across there. And then we'll put a couple of dimensionals in the middle there. Right. So let's put this one here, and then let's put a couple of dimensionals right here in the middle so it doesn't dip. Like I say, all my big dimensionals are down at the other end there. So these envelopes, like I say, are amazing because you've got other things. And come on Saturday morning to the World Card Making Day that Melva and I are hosting. And we're going to show you another use for it. So that's going to go right about there. Let's pull these all off. See, this just kind of gives a bit of a background. You're not seeing too much of it. That designer series paper. Let's go put that there. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to fill this bag. Now, I don't have any more of this white crinkle, so let me show you the white crinkle. I actually got this white crinkle from something I got from Stampin' Up that I earned some sort of a prize. We're going to do that. But you know what? You can't close up the bag without there actually being something in there. So I have the peppermint Ghirardelli. So I'm just going to go in and let's put those in there. I'm actually going to do them so that they're kind of go this way and that way. We're going to seal this up just like so. And then with this, what we're going to do, if you want that to move around, I'm going to come in with my tear and tape. Oh, I got to run to the other side of the table. Just say, how many times did I come to this side? So it was fun. It was lots of fun to have an in-person class. I have another one tomorrow, so that's going to be great. And then just go here. And then this is just going to go. Now, you could put anything in here. There we go. So So we want that to really stick on there. So let's see. Let's just put that like that. Oops. Want that centered. Now the reason I went 4 1/4 is because these bags are just over 4 inches. There we go. And now this can go right here, across here. And I'm just going to come in actually with some seal. Or you know what? Let's do tear and tape because we want that to stay on the bag. Yes, it's so great to have classes in person. Not that I was going to go that route. I definitely was not going to go that route. I was going to stay all online. But this way I get the best of both worlds. I get to still do all my stuff online and get to do my classes as well. All right. So there is the treat bag. This will be featured in 12 Days of Christmas. And there'll be quite a few other ones. But anyways, this kind of gives you an idea of what you can do. You could actually go ahead if you wanted to. If you have another caboose, you could put another caboose onto the back, or not a caboose, another one of these filled with something else. You could put that onto the back. You could maybe, or on here, this part, you could do some writing on there before you do that. So it'll be good. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just to let you know, it is World Card Making Day on Saturday. I know in my page and everything else, and my group, I show another Facebook group that you're more than welcome to join. This Facebook group is basically something that Melva and I have done. And on the in the Facebook group, we are going to show you 4 different ideas. And I think you're going to be kind of surprised with some of the neat things that we're going to show you. I know Melva's showing you another use from these envelopes. And then, of course, at 2 o'clock Mountain Time, which is 1 o'clock Pacific Time, there is World Card Making Day that Stampin' Up is doing. It's a free event. Our event is free as well. And then on Sunday, I'll be doing my sketch challenge because Saturday is just crazy with World Card Making Day. So I hope you can join us on Saturday. It's going to be a fun thing. And if you are there on our Facebook group on Saturday morning, I am also doing, I'm going to do it through Zoom with Stampin' Up. So that way we can all sort of craft together and chit chat and do everything else. So have a great evening. Thanks for joining me. Again, make sure you give me the thumbs up, share my video. And if you do live in Canada and need a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Take care. Remember to create because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.